AFCON's group stages are complete and we've got a little bit of a gap here. So I thought we should cover the group stages, talk a little about it, go through each group and give my thoughts and opinions on it. Because honestly, if you haven't been keeping up with AFCON, wow, it's been insane. It's been one of the best tournaments I've seen in a long time in terms of entertainment, and yeah, we're going to run through all of it, have a little preview of the round of 16 while we're at it, so this is a chance for me to give my thoughts on the AFCON and also inform any of you guys who haven't been able to keep up with it about some of the storylines, etc. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you have been keeping up with the AFCON, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about any teams, if you support a team, who it is, how they're doing, etc. But let's begin. So we're going to go in order of the groups, we'll go like team by team, etc. So we'll start with Group A. So Group A had Ecuador, Guinea finishing top, Nigeria second, Ivory Coast third, and Guinea-Bissau fourth. Absolutely insane. I think if you had told somebody this was how the group was going to end, Equatorial Guinea were going to top the group with Nigeria and Ivory Coast, the host nation, in, everyone would have laughed. And this sums up, as I was saying, how entertaining the AFCON has been. Shock after shock. Equatorial Guinea, I mean, absolutely insane by them to go unbeaten. They beat Ivory Coast. I think they drew to Nigeria, and they beat Guinea-Bissau, top the group in such a difficult group. At the start of the tournament, they would have been happy just to go through, but to top the group, incredible. And the way they did it as well, in one of probably, I don't know much about their history, but this could probably rank as one of the best results and performances they've ever had. 4-0 in Ivory Coast's backyard. The tournament is held in Ivory Coast, and they put 4 past them. That's insane. And as I said, credit to Equatorial Guinea, who, maybe, I don't think they've ever won the AFCON if I'm not mistaken, so who knows, they could potentially be a first time winner and a bit of a dark horse because they have been exceptional. So Nigeria came in second, but only lost on goal difference, unbeaten in the group stage. Now, based on that, it might be a bit misleading. You might think, oh, Nigeria are pretty good in this. Not really. Nigeria, I would say, were really, really pragmatic and have been a bit boring. They've been one of those teams where they just get in the job done. Like, you look at all their games have been really close. First game drawing to Guinea, 1-0 win over Ivory Coast, 1-0 win over Guinea-Bissau. They have been really pragmatic and, they haven't necessarily played the best football, but they've been effective and got the job done. Now, Victor Osimhen, gosh, he has not had the best of times. He did, kind of scored a goal. I think it was, he scored the goal. It counts as an own goal in that game. But he missed like a 1-on-1 versus Ecuador. Guinea missed a 1v1 against Guinea-Bissau, and he has really had an off time at this tournament. So if Nigeria are going to progress, they really need Osimhen to step up in these knockout stages. But overall, look, I always think those teams who just grind out results in international tournaments, they actually tend to win the tournaments. For example, Argentina in the groups didn't blow anyone away. They did grind out those results. Nigeria are giving me those sorts of vibes. But there's also a case of if they come up against better opposition, they might be found out. So they do need to step up a little bit. Ivory Coast, oh my word, what a disaster. What a disaster of a tournament it's been for them. Finishing third place in this group with 3 points, they are knocked out. We'll look at who's through, because some third place teams are through, but Ivory Coast are not. And yeah, it's even worse because it started off with so much hope. They won against Guinea-Bissau on the opening day, 2-0. It was a pretty decent performance. People were thinking, this could be Ivory Coast, potentially this could be Ecuador Guinea's best moments. This is probably the most embarrassing defeat in Ivory Coast history. At home to Ecuador Guinea to lose 4-0. Mental. In front of Didier Drogba. He was in attendance. He would be ashamed. All the legends of the Ivory Coast in the past will be ashamed of that. And I don't want to go too far, but it has pretty disgraced the country really to be a home nation and lose 4-0 at home. That's like, obviously it's not as bad as Brazil at the World Cup losing 7-1 at home, but it's near those levels. This is absolutely abysmal, guys. And they've been grouped in home nation, have been grouped. One of the nations who people thought could do something have been grouped. Shambles. They sacked their coach, rightfully so, and yet Ivory Coast were let down of the tournament. Now, Guinea-Bissau, they lost all 3 games. They weren't necessarily bad in all of them. Like, they put up a decent fight. This one again against Ecuador Guinea. By the way, Ecuador Guinea have been smacked in for goals. 4 goals in here. They put up a fight, but yeah, not the best by Guinea-Bissau. But I don't think they were expecting too much. Group B, so Cape Verde topped, Egypt second, Ghana third, Mozambique fourth. So Cape Verde, just like Ecuador Guinea, wow, what a group stage, top the group, unbeaten. Again, not many people had Cape Verde topping this group when the tournament first started, but incredible stuff from them, incredible stuff from them. They've looked really, really nice, beating Ghana 2-1, smacked up Mozambique, an absolutely crazy game versus Egypt. They rotated quite a bit, yet they still managed to find a way. 99th minute equaliser. Insane. Cape Verde are looking really, really good. They are looking real good. Bebe, that Man United reject, that Man United flop, I said watch out for him, and I said watch out for Cape Verde when I did the AFCON preview, and they have justified that. Not many people expected them to finish top, but they finished top. They've never won the AFCON before. Just like Ecuador or Guinea, they will be dreaming that this could be their year. Egypt, by the way, this group is crazy. 3 teams didn't even win a single game. Egypt qualified and they didn't even win a single game. That is mental. So Egypt drew 3 games, qualified just about. To be honest, the main reason they qualified is because Ghana messed up so bad, but we'll get on to Ghana in a minute. The main talking point about Egypt, though, well, it's been a very dramatic one for them. Against Mozambique, they were on the verge of a really, really bad upset, but Mohamed Salah's 97th minute pen saved them. And you're thinking, okay, just a blip, but maybe they can come back. Is there a better way to do this? Can I? Okay, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Anyway, against Ghana then, this is where Egypt's AFCON probably took the biggest turn, because in this game, yeah, they drew 2-2, but Mo Salah was injured and picked up an injury, and he has been ruled out of the AFCON until, I believe, the semi-finals or the final, if Egypt were to get there. And that's a big, big blow, absolutely big blow for Egypt. He is, of course, their talisman. And without Salah, you're thinking, how are these guys going to do? It wasn't the best, but they rallied together and they qualified just about. They needed a point to qualify versus Cape Verde, and they thought they won the game. Mustafa Mohamed in the 93rd minute made it 2-1, and they were like, we're through. But then in the 99th minute, as I said, Cape Verde equalised. Insane. And at this point, Egypt think they're going out because Ghana were winning, but as we will now get on to, Ghana did not win. Ghana absolutely bottled it. Absolutely abysmal. They were 2-0 up in the 90th minute and they drew 2-2. They conceded a 91st minute pen and then a 94th minute equaliser versus Mozambique. And that meant Ghana were knocked out and Egypt went through, despite Egypt also conceding late on. Insane. Absolutely insane. Ghana, these guys, man, 2017 AFCON, 2-0 up, lost in the final. These guys just bottle it time and time again. I don't know what happens to them. They're like the Spurs of international football. It's mental. How do you mess this up? The Ghana goalie, I don't know what his name is, by the way. Euphoric has blood on his hands though, because if you haven't watched it, it's ludicrous. Because for this 94th minute goal, it came from a corner. And the corner came because the ball hit a Mozambique player and was going out for a goal kick. And Euphoric decides to touch it with his hand and then just let it go out for a corner. And they scored from the corner. I don't know what on earth he was doing. He must have been bribed or something. Absolutely abysmal. But nonetheless, Ghana, shambles, absolute shambles. To be knocked out in the groups with just 2 points. That's the second AFCON in a row now they've been grouped. Abysmal. Chris Hughton's been sacked, rightfully so. Shocking. Mozambique, you know what? Well done to them. They could have actually got out of this group. They were, as we established, Egypt's got a 97-minute pen to deny them the victory. If they had won that game, they would have gone through. So they can hold their heads up high. They put in a valiant display. Alright, Senegal, Cameroon, Guinea, and then Gambia. That was the Group C finish. Senegal, definitely the most impressive team of the group stages for defending champions. One of the only teams who, I guess you could say, cruised by the group stages without any real drama. Senegal were really good, won all 3 games, scored 8 goals, conceded just 1. Put in some really good displays, and these guys look really good. They look much better actually than when they won the AFCON last time. I think it's because they just have so many more weapons now. They're not a team who's just reliant on Sadio Mane to score. Mane, I think, has only got like 1 goal. Yeah, they've scored 8, so really good from Senegal. Can they maintain this when they come up against better opposition as well? I don't know, we'll see, but they look really good to defending their ground. Cameroon came in second with 4 points now. It was not the best display from Cameroon at all, and their AFCON was absolutely filled with drama as well. Let's get into it. I mean, gosh, it was dramatic. So, first game, they drew 1-1 to Zambia. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Where is it? Cameroon. There we go. Okay. Guinea, it was Guinea. Yeah, 10 men Guinea. They were 1-0 down, and then there was a red card. Frank Magre equalised. Andre Onana, so he came in late to this AFCON. He was meant to play, but basically his plane got like broken down and he drove all the way, and then he of course didn't play because he had only been with the team for like 1 day, and apparently Onana was fuming, so they drew 1-1 to Guinea, and then he comes in, Andre Onana, for the Senegal game, big game, and has an absolute stinker, and Senegal cruised past them. He had an absolute disaster class, this guy. Easily could have saved Sadio Mane's shot. I think that's for Diallo's goal. He literally punches the ball straight to them from across. They score. The funniest thing though is basically, I think it is Ngudu. Ngudu is about to take a free kick. Onana runs the full length of the pitch to go and tell Ngudu something. He whispers it into his ear. Ngudu takes a free kick and kicks it out play. I'm like, what the hell did you tell him? What are you even doing? Like, Onana, man, absolute shambles. And then to top it off, Onana in the final game versus Gambia, gets dropped and they win. He gets dropped and they win. And it was in dramatic style. This game was mental. This game versus Gambia was mental. Cameroon needed a victory to go through. They went 1-0 up and then it went 1-1. Gambia made it 2-1 after being 1-0 down. 2 minutes later, Cameroon scored to make it 2-2. 91st minute, Cameroon scored to make it 3-2. And then, if you haven't seen it, it's so funny. The Gambia player in like the there's VAR, right? You can't. They're gonna see that you literally punched it in the net. What are you doing? That was hilarious. But yeah, another crazy game. Cameroon dramatically do go through eventually, but not the most convincing group stage performance. Guinea finished third with 4 points, but that was enough for them to qualify, I believe. They are through. Decent performance by them. Gambia lost all 3 games, but to be fair, you know, they were one of the lowest ranked teams in this AFCON, so they can hold their heads up. But they almost got some first Cameroon. Group D then, so finished Angola top, Burkina Faso second, Mauritania third, and Algeria fourth. Again, crazy. No one would have expected Angola to top this group. Angola finishing top, unbeaten, insane, fantastic stuff from Angola. Who again, I don't think have ever won the AFCON, so to top this group, it was a pretty difficult group. Fantastic by them. Burkina Faso, now, despite finishing second, I actually think they played pretty well. Going forward, Burkina Faso look really good. They score quite a few goals. They don't score a lot of goals, but they look good going forward, and if they can score those goals, I think they'll be fine. They were a little bit inconsistent, but you can see they're slowly getting better and better, in my opinion. I think they'll be a real threat in this AFCON. Mauritania, insane. They picked up their first ever AFCON victory, and it was against Algeria. Algeria, who are a big nation. They won the AFCON not too long ago, just before Senegal did last time out. But it's a abysmal one. I know I have an Algerian subscriber, and I'm sorry for the pain this national team is causing you. 0 wins, bottom of the group. You've got grouped for second AFCON in a row. I honestly don't know what's happened to Algeria. They were really poor. Mahrez just doesn't seem like the player he was, and without him they just seemed devoid of ideas, couldn't create many chances. They were just really poor, and yeah, embarrassing, especially to lose to Mauritania, who, as I said, have never won an AFCON game, and you lose to them. Crazy. Alright, Group E, Mali finished top, South Africa came in second, Namibia came in third, and Tunisia came in fourth. Again, a little bit of a shock as well. Mali top in the group isn't necessarily the biggest shock. I think a lot of people had either Mali or Tunisia top in the group. Mali looked pretty decent in this group, I will say. They impressed me quite a bit when I watched them play. 2-0 win over South Africa was really good. That was a good performance by them. In the other 2 games, not the best, but I think Mali are a decent team, to be honest. I think they are decent. And yeah, top of the group, not bad. South Africa, a weird one. Because they had a really bad start, but they really galvanised after that to salvage their AFCON, because they started with a 2-0 loss to Mali. Percy Tau had a penalty to make it 1-0, and he absolutely skied it. And then they lost 2-0, and everyone's thinking, yeah, these guys, they're not doing anything. But then they came back, and then they absolutely smacked up Namibia. I think it was 4-0. They beat them, and everyone's like, whoa. And then they drew to Tunisia and qualified from a group, so I don't really know what to make of them. I think they are a decent side, but it's nice to see them get out of that group. Also, Namibia finished third with 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss, 4 points. I believe they have also qualified now as a third place team. That's big for Namibia. I think a lot of people had Namibia finishing bottom of this group, so for them to get that, credit to them, especially, again, they got smacked up by South Africa, but they galvanised, shored up the defence, and got a 0-0 versus Mali, beat Tunisia as well, which is huge for them, absolutely huge for them. Tunisia, one of their favourites in this group, and speaking of Tunisia, what an abysmal one for them as well, finishing bottom of this group. Many people expect them to top this group. Just 2 draws, 1 loss, didn't win a single game. Yeah, similar to Algeria, they need a full reset because absolutely abysmal display at this AFCON. Alright, Group F. So I finished Morocco top, Congo second, Zambia third, and Tanzania fourth. Now this is actually one of the only groups where it kind of finished in the order you would expect. Literally the only group where everyone finished in the order you would have expected. Morocco top the group as many expected. They didn't get full points though, which a lot of people thought they would. They weren't necessarily scintillating Morocco, but you know, they got the job done. Finished top. That's all that matters. DR Congo, again, one of those teams, didn't win a game yet qualified. I actually thought Congo were pretty decent. They were pretty decent in this group. Got a point against Morocco, which is really good as well, and I think Congo will cause a lot of problems to teams. Zambia came in third and Tanzania came in last. Tanzania actually, to get 2 points from this group is actually pretty decent. Tanzania are, I believe, the lowest ranked team in this AFCON, so not a bad display by them. But yeah, this was one of the only groups where it was kind of business as usual. Right, I want to have a look quickly at the stats. So yeah, Emilio Nuse, who's got a hat-trick for Ecuador Guinea, is the top goal scorer currently with 5. Algeria out, so he's not going to catch him. Mustafa Mohamed's got 3, he could potentially get it, but it does look like Emilio Nuse is going to be the top goal scorer. Nkudu, Jose Machine, Ismail Assar, these guys have the most assists. Now let's look ahead then to the knockout stages. So we have Angola versus Namibia, Nigeria versus Cameroon, a big derby, Cape Verde versus Mauritania, Morocco versus South Africa, Ecuador Guinea versus Guinea, the Guinea derby, Egypt versus DR Congo, Senegal, Ivory Coast. Wait, Ivory Coast went through. Oh, I didn't even realise that. Oh, Ivory Coast actually went through. Oh, mad. Okay, well, they still have a chance, Ivory Coast, but well, we'll get into that. Mali versus Burkina Faso. Now, in terms of my predictions for this, I think Angola should get past Namibia. They should. I would expect them to get past them. Nigeria, Cameroon, this is a big one. This is a 50-50 for me. Both teams didn't look good in the groups, but both teams have enough quality. Both teams just grinded their way through, got the points. I think this is going to be a close one. I could see this going to extra time penalties. But if I had to pick, I would say Nigeria go through. Cape Verde, Mauritania. You know what? This is going to be a fun game. Two teams who I don't think many people would have expected to go through. You have to say Cape Verde, but Mauritania, I mean, what a story if they could get through. Morocco, South Africa. You would expect Morocco to win this, but again, South Africa, as I said, were a weird side. They have the ability to turn up, so they could cause some problems for Morocco if Morocco are complacent. Ecuador, Guinea versus Guinea, that's going to be a good one as well. I mean, see, I think Guinea are like the better team, but just based on the groups, I have to go for Ecuador, Guinea, because they are on fire and performed way better than Guinea looked. Egypt, DR Congo, this is one of my favourite ties here. I think, again, this is going to be like Cameroon, Nigeria. Two teams who sort of grounded their way into the knockout stages. I think this could go to extra time penalties. It's going to be interesting how Egypt do in this knockout stage without Salah. I think they'll have enough though, just about to qualify. Senegal, Ivory Coast. I mean, as I said, Ivory Coast are somehow still in this, yet they're coming up against the most informed team, the defending champions. I mean, on paper, they should have literally 0 hope. They lost 4-0 to Ecuador Guinea, so this is going to be like a 7-8-0, right? But I think there's a chance Ivory Coast could, rally together, and I wouldn't be shocked if they do something. But that being said, you would expect Senegal to go through. And then Mali, Burkina Faso, this is another one I really like. Two evenly matched teams, two teams who looked decent, had their moments in the group stages. I would say Burkina Faso, though, for me, go through. But yeah, that is my AFCON prediction for the round of 16. If I had to pick a Senegal Nigeria final I could see happen. Senegal Egypt, it could happen in the semis. If Salah could be back for that, that could be interesting. If I had to pick a winner, the safe bet is Senegal. If I